Chapter 3 Helen Adams Keller Introduction Helen Adams Keller was an American author, political activist, and lecturer. She was the first deaf-blind person to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree. Helen Keller was born on June 27, 1880, in Tuscumbia, Alabama. She was a happy, healthy baby. Her father Arthur worked for a newspaper while her mother Kate took care of the home and baby Helen. She grew up in her family's large farm called Ivy Green. It was the summer of 1880. A healthy baby girl was born in a small town in Alabama. Her parents loved her dearly and named her Helen Keller. But one day the baby became ill, and day after day her fever stayed high. Everyone in the family tried to help her to get better, but all they could say was, "There is nothing more we can do. The baby may not live." Helen lived, but she was not the same after her illness. "Something is very wrong," her mother said. At last they found out what was wrong. The child could not see or hear. The baby grew into a little girl. Her parents felt sorry for her. Helen often cried and held on to her mother. "Give the poor child what she wants," her father would say. Though Helen could not hear or see, she was a bright little girl. Some people thought Helen could not learn anything. Her mother did not agree to it. "Helen is very smart," she said and added. "The problem is, how can we reach her? She's locked up inside herself." Helen began to grow wild. She would not let anyone comb her hair. Her clothes were always dirty. She was often angry. Sometimes she even laid on the floor and kicked her feet. Her parents thought that they should find a teacher for her. Miss Sullivan, a young teacher, agreed to help Helen to learn to see the world. Miss Sullivan gave Helen a doll. D-O-L-L spells doll. She spelled the word with her fingers into Helen's hand. She made the letters with special hand signs. Helen copied her teacher and spelled D-O-L-L too, but she did not understand what she was doing. Helen liked Miss Sullivan. She was strict but kind. She spelled a lot of words for Helen on her hand, day and night, to make Helen understand the words easily. One day, her teacher made Helen put her hand into running water. Then she spelled W-A-T-E-R. Suddenly, Helen understood that W-A-T-E-R meant something wet, running over her hand. She understood that words were the most important things in the world. Words would tell her everything she wanted to know. She never looked back after that day. From a very young age, Helen was determined to go to college. In 1898, she entered the Cambridge School for Young Ladies to prepare for Radcliffe College. She entered Radcliffe in the fall of 1900 and received a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1904, the first deaf-blind person to do so. The achievement was as much Anne's as it was Helen's. Anne's eyes suffered immensely from reading everything that she then signed into her pupil's hand. Anne continued to labor by her pupil's side until her death in 1936, at which time Polly Thompson took over the task. Polly had joined Helen and Anne in 1914 as a secretary. While still a student at Radcliffe, Helen began a writing career that was to continue throughout her life. In 1903, her autobiography, The Story of My Life, was published. This had appeared in serial form the previous year in Ladies' Home Journal magazine.